Yeah, Jake Paul, Mike Tyson.
And here we
Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern on Netflix. We're going to finally see it. And man, this is going to be literally maybe the most watched sporting event of the year. And I'm not even kidding. And the fact that it's free, that's the other big part of this. Shout out to Netflix. This was a brilliant idea to put this up because, man, you can watch Netflix anywhere. I mean, you don't have to be at home on TV. You could be on your phone. You could be in a house. You could be with a mouse in a box with a fox, whatever. Netflix is all over the place. So the fact that it's free and it's Friday and it's going to be pushed and it's going to be prime time and it's hitting all sorts of different curiosity levels, I think it's just going to be a very intriguing, combustible bunch of factors there, because why wouldn't you turn that on, at least for 5 minutes? I mean, I'm going to turn on the whole damn thing, but I think a lot of people who don't even give a shit about boxing are going to turn this thing on for 5 minutes. And the other part that's really, and this is why the picture's talking about it, dude, I'm really worried about Jake Paul.
I think he might die.
I'm not even kidding here. Like, a lot of people, including Vegas, which I find very interesting, actually has Jake Paul as a slight favorite. I don't see it, man. I mean, like I said, Vegas has him negative 220, Jake Paul as the slight favorite. And yes, he is younger. He's 27 years old. Mike Tyson is 58. So obviously that's going to make a big deal in this fight. Also should be noted, 14-ounce gloves, not the regular 10-ounce gloves, either, the sparring gloves. Jake Paul is 10-1 with 7 knockouts, but only a couple of those were against any actual real fighters. And I mean, to give you another stat that should blow your mind, Mike Tyson had 47 fights before Jake Paul was freaking born. Again, he's 7 years from being a senior citizen. He is 58 years old, but he is focused. He's in shape. He is fighting apparently for his kids to see it. He's inspired. I mean, this is still, even at his advanced age, and from the video I'll show you here in a little bit, I mean, this dude has won 22 fights over his career in the first round. This guy has hit 9 knockouts in under 1 minute in his career. Matter of fact, this is why I keep asking the question, is Jake Paul possibly going to get really hurt or maybe even die?
I think he might die.
Mike Tyson's punching power is unheard of. To give you an idea, it is 1,178 pounds of force or 1,600 joules. How hard is that? I'm glad you asked. The Mike Tyson punch is apparently the equivalent of like falling 7 feet on your face from a second-story building. It is the equivalent of 13 people shooting you in the chest with a .22 caliber pistol if you're wearing a Kevlar jacket, or like getting hit with a 221-pound anvil from 5 feet. This dude knows how to punch even more than the greatest punchers of all time. This is not Nate Robinson. This is not KSI or Ben Askren or Woodley or Silva, even Fury or Diaz or a 5'10 Mike Perry. This is Iron Mike freaking Tyson.
I think he might die.
I'm a little concerned. I mean, honestly, I think this thing could really go off the rails, and what's being so kind of a cute little fight could actually lead to him truly being injured. This is not his brother taking on a little Floyd Mayweather. This is him going against Iron Mike Tyson, and I am actually a little concerned that we might see something really effed up. That by the end of this, by the second round, he might be like, oh boy, Jake might be in the hospital.
You're gonna die, Clown!
And he's been talky too, which I think is another fascinating part of all this. But if you can cut to this video here for me, I mean, both actually look ready. I will say that. This is not really a gimmick fight to anybody, not Paul, to not Tyson, and really not to me. Looks like it's really going to be an actual fight. I mean, they're going to go. This is not exhibition. This is not like 2020 when Tyson fought Roy Jones Jr. This is going to count on their professional record. Now, there are going to be some caveats. It's going to be 8 2-minute rounds instead of 3-minute rounds. They are going to use 14-ounce gloves, not 10-ounce gloves, against sparring gloves, which should take, just a little bit of the punch out of it. Again, the tail of the tape goes, Jake is 27 years old. He's 6'1". He's picked his weight up to 224 pounds. He does have the 5-inch reach advantage at 76 inches. 10-1, 7 knockouts, wins over like Diaz, Silva, Woodley, and Perry. But this is Iron Mike. Even at 58, dude, he looks ready to rock. 5'10", 220. He does have, again, the shorter reach at 71 inches. But this is a dude that has 44 knockouts. He beat Burbick. He beat Spinks. He beat Holmes. He's a different animal. This guy knows how to box. He is fast. He is accurate. He is mean. He has accuracy in his heyday that is unheard of. 47% punch accuracy, 55% power accuracy, 15% higher than any other heavyweight, even on average in their primes. And I mean, this was 4 years ago when he's high on mushrooms against Roy Jones Jr. and not in the shape he is now. And look at him now, dude. Mike Tyson looks ready to roll. I don't give a shit that this dude is 58 years old. You couldn't pay me $1 billion to stand in the ring next to that animal. And Jake is trying to have some seriousness. He does look in shape, but he's also trying to have a little fun with this. Again, Mike Tyson punches with 1,600 joules of power. That is the equivalent of getting hit with an anvil, 221 pounds from 5 feet. I really don't know what's going to happen here. This is truly what makes it so interesting, is that this is really an unpredictable matchup. But damn, dude, this is the most focused I've seen Mike in a very long time. So that also makes it even more, hard to predict and, and uneasy to figure out, and really a lot of timelines where either Jake could make history or he could really, really get hurt. But as I pointed out, and let me just prove my point, this will be the most watched boxing match of all time. I can promise you that. If you hit this next picture for me, Corey, I want to just make a quick point. As you can see, these are the top pay-per-view fights of all time, because I already know what some people's responses are going to be and say, well, this is just a gimmick fight. This isn't a real fight, yada, yada, yada. I want you to look at that chart and pay attention, because 4 of the top 10 all-time pay-per-view most watched fights were gimmick fights. I include Tyson and McNeely on that list, but I found 2 separate lists there. If you look at that, Floyd versus Conor is universally considered second, gimmick fight. Tyson McNeely's on there on both sides. Again, I consider that a gimmick fight. Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr. was top 10. Again, gimmick fight. And then whichever Paul brother you want to go with, whether it was Askren or whether it was Paul versus KSI, those are also top 10 most watched all times. And in this situation, you have Tyson, who's on 2 of those, and Paul, who's on the other 2. So you have the most combustible figures in one of the most intriguing fights. And I mean, if the ticket sales are any, sign of this, that's all you really need to know. AT&T Center, Jerry World, sold out 60,000 seats. That is more and rivals a lot of NFL teams. That is more than the MLB and NBA attendance combined. They made $15 million at the gate. That is the largest boxing gate ever outside of Las Vegas. That is 60% higher than any other boxing event in Texas history. This was just good marketing and good, promotion going up to it, with a lot of intrigue, to where it's just an event that sells itself, and where it's going to be water cooler talk. This is going to be all over social media after it's done. Everyone has a chance to see it. Again, it's on Netflix. The casuals are very tuned in, including myself here. And if 4 of the top 10 of all time were quote-unquote gimmick fights, this is the gimmick fight of all gimmick fights, because you have both guys that are the 2 of the biggest names ever in boxing history, at least visually. I mean, I hate to say it, the Paul brothers are right up there. Mike Tyson is always one of the most watched. Then it goes Floyd Mayweather. Then it actually goes the Paul brothers if you go by statistics. So, I mean, this could really, I'm going to say $50-ish million, but that's still 10 times over, as you see like Mayweather or Pacquiao, because those were all on pay-per-view. Again, this is on Netflix. This is free. This is going to be very, very cool to see. And so that's already a given. I've already established that's going to be the most watched fight of all time. The bigger question, and one that a lot of people ask when it comes to a Jake Paul or Logan Paul fight, let me answer this part. Is it fixed?
It's all a fugazi.
It's fake.
Yeah, fugazi, it's a wazi, it's a woozy.
Is it all fugazi? Is it all a dive? Here's my point, whether even if that's the plan, do you know who's on the other side of this so-called fix? Let's give you that conspiracy theory. Let's say this has been fixed from the beginning, that Mike Tyson's supposed to take a dive. You have a crazy person on the other side of that world. Even if you told him like before the fight, 5 minutes before it, hey, Mike, remember, this is all supposed to be fixed.
Sounds like you have mental problems, man.
That's Mike Tyson. I love Mike Tyson, but he's a lunatic. I think he admittedly will tell you he has issues with handling emotion and being able to have impulse control. The idea that even if that was the plan and you asked Mike Tyson to do something, that is a risky thing to do in front of 60,000 people with all the people in the world watching. And I mean, as I show you this video here, this is to give you an idea. The last one was supposed to be a kind of not a, it was not supposed to be, a fix, but it was supposed to be an exhibition with Roy Jones Jr. This has been making the rounds here. He was on a Bill Bellamy podcast. If you can play this for me, Roy Jones.
Exhibition thing. You held your ribs, like you wouldn't move your hand. Was something broke?
Wasn't nothing broke, but the referee told me, let him go. You think I'm finna let this crazy man go? And let him throw this right uppercut.
Yo, you was smothering that joke. You was not letting it happen.
Listen, have you seen what his uppercut has done to people twice my size? Referee say, let him go. I said, you let him go. I'm not finna let him go. Not on me.
No, bro.
When you get away from this uppercut. Mike Tyson has pit bull mentality. He don't know how to play. That's just real talk.
I was watching it, and I was like, please don't kill my cousin.
Your cousin said the same thing.
Please don't kill my cousin. I said, this ain't real. Please don't kill my cousin.
That was actually when Mike Tyson was told this was supposed to be an exhibition fight. This was not supposed to be you going nuts. That's Roy Jones Jr., one of the best defensive fighters of all time, not named Floyd Mayweather, flat out telling you this guy was coming at me like with damn pitbull mentality, and he hits like a freaking freight train. That's when he was told to take it easy. So even if you said the fix was in and this is all supposed to be fake, you're going to let that wild guy come at you at the other side of the ring and think that he's just going to do what's all according to script. You're a one ballsy human being. Again, I really am worried about Jake Paul's health.
I think he might die.
I really don't know if he understands what he is getting himself into and almost a jackass stunt gone wrong. I think he thinks this is going to be cute, kind of like when his brother took on Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather's like 150 pounds soaking wet. This dude is 220 of, again, pit bull mentality. That's coming to you from Roy Jones Jr. That's not some bitch. That's not, me or some stan on the street talking. That is Roy Jones Jr. telling you, even in an exhibition, this dude was not effing around. And the other thing, too, is like Mike is taking this serious. That's the other part of this. Like I mentioned, all of this with Mike Tyson in almost every fight and almost every moment of his life, he is this varying scale and pendulum of mental.
Sounds like you have mental problems, man.
From winning the championships to when he lost to Buster Douglas or even his losses to Lewis or Holyfield. Dude, it is all mental with Mike, and his mental state is going to be so interesting going into this fight because it is so day-to-day, so hour to hour from anybody who's actually met or hung out with Mike Tyson. But I mean, do not mistake his kindness for weakness either. I think Jake Paul, that's the other thing. A lot of people are going like, oh, he's laughing. He's been having fun with Jake. Do not mistake his kindness for weakness. I think we all just saw the Penguin finale. Rest in peace, Victor. Spoiler alert there. But I mean, you never know. Just when a sociopath or a crazy person is smiling and says they like you, when that bell goes ding, ding, you might go night, night. And I don't know if Jake really realizes the animal that is going to be unleashed, according to Mike Tyson's own quotes, who is a lot of things, but he is not dishonest and he is not prone to exaggeration. They are asking him just yesterday. He said, dude, I'm going to bring the devil himself in there. I'm going to bring Iron Mike back one last time. He said, my own mother should be careful in the ring with me. Even afterwards, we might be cool. But when that bell rings, I am a killer in there. And he said, I'm going to bring the devil himself. My defense is impregnable. My style's impetuous. Dude, that is Iron Mike Tyson flat ass telling you, I am in shape. I am in ready. I want to prove it to my kids. That's another thing. His kids have never really seen him get to be Iron Mike Tyson. Dude, he is fired up, and no one's told him this is supposed to be just a cute little fight with a YouTuber. He's out there ready to kill somebody. And it's a pro fight. We've taken away the exhibition, handcuffs from him, dude. I have no idea. I mean, look, I'll show you the one more video here, too, again, because Jake keeps poking this bear and kind of smiling and talking about
obviously,
the gods. I don't know, man.
Be the biggest moment in all of boxing history when I put this man to sleep.
He dreams a lot. This is not going to come true, young man.
I respect your opinion, but it's just my time. The universe know it, the gods know it, I know it, and you're going to know it. Plain and simple.
Okay, for next week, we'll see. I think he thinks this is going to be a very easy night. It's not going to be an easy night.
Why does Mike Tyson win this fight?
Because I'm Mike Tyson.
The gods have showed this to me. I'm going to be faster, stronger. He's not going to know where I'm coming from, and I'm
great imagination.
I'm truly going to show the world that I outboxed Mike Tyson.
I'm just ready. Let's go.
Jake?
Let's go.
Dude, I don't know, man.
You're gonna die, Clive!
I really don't think the world has kind of understood what they put into place. I am so curious to watch it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But, I mean, if I had to do a prediction, if you can pop this next picture up here for me, Corey.
Prediction? Yes, prediction. Pain.
Call me old, call me crazy. I think Mike is going to make Jake Paul his pretty little lady, man. I am really worried for Jake Paul's health, but if nothing else, if you ask me what I think is going to happen, even though he's 58 years old, he is in shape, he is focused, he's doing this for his kids, he says he's bringing out the devil himself. I think Jake Paul, by the end of this, is going to be prison-style Mike's little girlfriend.
I'm going to you right in the ass.
I really don't see this going well for Jake Paul. I mean, it could be possibly fixed. It could be Mike Tyson high on mushrooms like he was at the Roy Jones fight. Mental state is always going to be interesting with him, but if he is focused and he is ready, I don't think Jake Paul has ever seen this combo of speed, power, knowledge, and pitbull demeanor, according to Roy Jones Jr. I mean, that first 4 rounds, your little ass better run. I mean, the only stat you have on your side is that of 50 wins that Mike Tyson has, only 9 of those were past the 6 rounds. But if he's back to doing what he used to do, the body shots, the left hooks, keeping you inside, being able to take your distance away from you. Jake doesn't really have that strong of a jab. All he has is that right hand. I think he's going to be able to corner him. I think he's going to be able to hurt him. And again, I think he's going to make Jake, by the end of this, his pretty little girl.
Yeah, I'm going to bend you over and you right in the ass.
You never know. It's age versus youth, but I don't think he has the experience. I don't think anybody really understands what's happening here as far as who they're putting in this ring. I know it's supposed to be this advanced age. I know Vegas has him as the actual favorite. I just don't see it that way, and I'm honestly concerned for Jake Paul's health.
I think he might die.
I'm going to watch it, though. Oh, you better believe it. This Friday, I'm going to be tuned in, absolutely focused, and ready to hopefully see some shit go down. And no matter what, some shit is going to go down. This is going to be a fight. This is going to be a fight. I do not see this just being a cute little back and forth. Somebody's getting hurt out there. We'll see. We'll see. I'm already ready. Wish it was Friday already. Fired up. Fired up. All right. Other stuff I've been fired up about.